that group that reckon he exposed me for being a fucking a Walter or whatever they call it. Basically, there's a group out there that try and expose people for claiming that they've worked in the army when they've not. Which we all know I've never claimed, yeah? Which we all know I've never claimed, yeah? Which we all know I've never claimed, yeah?
So can I just get one thing straight? No matter what they told you last night, John was CP, close connection. John was CP, close connection. John was CP, close connection. John was CP, close connection.
I'm going to say this one more time, yeah? It's not about drama tonight. I have never ever claimed to be a soldier. Which has been said many times. I was in Afghanistan for CP. Use your fucking brains on CP in Afghanistan. So they call me Walter Mitty. It's just lies again, isn't it?
Soldiers out in there.
Well, I worked with soldiers, but I was a fucking CP. Everyone knows this, I don't have to explain that. Yeah, on those silly people's lives yesterday, guys, they claim that I made out a soldier in Afghanistan. I've never claimed that. You guys have ever heard me say I was a soldier, have you? So. You guys have ever heard me say I was a soldier, have you? So. And basically, that hate group. There was an accusation made about me. Someone had made a mistake and said that John was in the army. Never claimed to be. I was a civilian contractor when I worked out in the Middle East. Most people that watch me know I would never have claimed to have been in the British Army. I was a civilian contractor. It's just total, absolute nonsense. But I want to make it clear, under no circumstances, and I've said this so many times, have I ever claimed to work for the British Army or any army, okay? I was in the Middle East as a civilian contractor. That is it. It's just total, absolute nonsense. Again, I have never worked for or worked with, well, sorry, I've worked with them, I never worked for the army in any shape or form. I was a civilian contractor, okay? It's just total, absolute nonsense. So, what I'm going to say is, I'm finally going to tell you that I never claimed to be in the army. They claimed on their live stream that I made out I was in the British Army. Never have I fucking ever said anything like that. People know me.
Before then, because it was that other.
People know me. I worked in security in the Middle East, several different countries. That is it. So then they've gone to this Walter Mitty Facebook group. This group's there to catch out. Well, what it says, you tell us who, we find out and we expose. They'd not even spoken to me yet, they wrote loads of shit about me all over this Facebook group. They'd not even spoken to me yet, they wrote loads of shit about me all over this Facebook group. They'd They've not even spoken to me. They wrote loads of shit about me all over this Facebook group. Literally tons of shit. And the guy says, John has to come to me to prove his work. And I'm thinking, who is this man? So it's an ex-serviceman that runs a Facebook group. And basically he's asking me who I worked for, who my employer were, all this. And I gave him the information. They've not even spoken to me. They wrote loads of shit about me all over this Facebook group. I was telling him who I worked for when I went out there, who my employer were. And I says to him, you guys pull up people that are claiming fake valour. People who claim that they've been in the army. I says, I've never made any claim anywhere about that. Why? What is it that I've done to this group to make them cause me so much problems? And there's a whole load of people out there that thinks I'm taking valour off of soldiers. What do I have to do to get you to leave me alone? When I get angry, I say things. But what I say is always truth. Yeah? And there's a whole load of people out there that thinks I'm taking valour off of soldiers. John, did you really go out to Afghanistan, or are you full of shit?
Wow.
Can I just input on that? Why would someone lie about something as serious as that?
And also, can I just add that if you hadn't have gone over there, how can you describe in great detail what exactly went off?
Exactly.
And what we've got to remember is, and I don't mind talking about it now because apparently it helps me heal, I sat there, stood there, and watched someone I've been working with for 6 months, personally close as a best friend, get shot in the head dead in front of me. Yeah? So when people ask a question as sick as that, it kind of riles me a little bit. What people don't realise is about my personal life. You will never see anything about my personal life or my past on Facebook. Because a lot of people go searching Facebook and YouTube to find out about me. And what a lot of people don't realise is I had my other Facebook, which I'm about to show you. So I'm just about to do a screen share with you, so okay? This is from 2013, maybe. So on. 2010, so I went out there first in 2008, then back out in 2012. Yeah. I went to Iraq and Algeria in between. Just remember what year I was out there. 2007, 2008, 2009. Is that right? Or is it 8, 9, 10? I can't remember.
Exactly.
That's me because there's certain instances, and I've been advised to speak about it personally. And all the team now, I'm dealing with a psychiatrist about it all at the moment. There's certain things that's happened in my life that's given me PTSD, and I've only just been recently diagnosed with it. Hence why I've had some time off and stuff. And there's certain things that happened over there that make it very difficult for me to talk about because of PTSD. And my PTSD is not related to that, to what I saw out there. We were escorting somebody from NATO, from Kandahar Airport, and there were 2 army generals, Americans. There were me and another CP lad looking after them, and that's it. and we were aiming to get these people, and our job was to jump in front of a bullet, and he did, and it killed him instantly. Yeah. The second thing was, I think I mentioned US generals. Now, I don't know what rank these people were. I don't know who they were. All I know were they were very important American people, and that is it. And so I shouldn't have made any assumptions or filled in the blanks with words that were suitable, let's just say. But that is all. I was still there when I said I were. I was still in a very dangerous situation with two very important people we were looking after, and that's it. So for those two things, I want to make a public apology, and it shouldn't have been said, but I've said them, and now I'm apologising. But me being me, don't think things through before I say it, and that's the truth. When I get angry, I say things, but what I say is always truth. Yeah. We were escorting somebody from NATO, from Kandahar Airport, and there were two army generals, Americans. There were me and another CP lad looking after them, and that's it. And but me being me, don't think things through before I say it, and that's the truth. And this man I was sharing a room with for 6 months. He was, to all intents and purposes, my closest friend. And this man I was sharing a room with for 6 months. He was, to all intents and purposes, my closest friend. And this man I was sharing a room with for 6 months. He was, to all intents and purposes, my closest friend. And I had to stand there and watch him die straight in front of me. And then I had to safely get everyone out of there on my own without any backup.
Mm.
So I've seen shit that would make your hair curl. And not only did I do that in Afghanistan, I did it in Iraq and Algeria.
Yeah.
Which most soldiers don't do that much on tour.
Yeah.
Which most soldiers don't do that much on tour.
Yeah.
Which most soldiers don't do that much on tour. And I've made a mistake, which has been pointed out by that group's latest video. So, on a live stream done around 2-3 months ago on a team chat, the Afghanistan question was brought up then. Me trying to defend myself. I made a couple of flippant comments that have now been used against me. But to be honest with you, the comments I've made are not acceptable and should have been used against me. So the first one, which I will retract, is I said that I was talking about what I'd been through and what I'd seen. The first thing what I'd said were I saw more action than most soldiers. That is totally incorrect, and I should never have said that. What I actually meant to say, and in my mind, was I saw more action than some soldiers. But me being me, don't think things through before I say it. And that's the truth. When I get angry, I say things. But what I say is always truth. Yeah. But me being me, don't think things through before I say it. And that's the truth. But I want to make a public apology about that. I should never have said that. We didn't have the protection of the army, which most people who've been in the army go to. Although we was working very closely with the army. But I've got to thank the British Army now has stepped in and are paying for all my psychiatric counselling. But I've got to thank the British Army now has stepped in and are paying for all my psychiatric counselling.
Good.
To do with what's called SAF. You ever heard of SAF, anyone?
Yeah.
It's a very big organisation, and I will be raising money for them in the future. They are paying for me personally. They are paying for me personally. They are paying for me personally. They rang the other day to speak to me and Jojo and to get my service number. Even though I wasn't a soldier, I still had what's called a service number. Even though I wasn't a soldier, I still had what's called a service number. And they referenced it against who I was working with, and now they're funding it. and they referenced it against who I was working with, and now they're funding it, which I can't thank the British Army big enough for it.
We've seen, John, when something comes through for John and
His face
it's
was
related
white.
to that, we see the effects it has on John.
Yeah.
Yeah, his face goes white.
Well, the team now, I'm being treated for PTSD because of it. Well, the team now, I'm being treated for PTSD because of it. Well, the team now, I'm being treated for PTSD because of it.
Yeah.
So yes, and I don't ever want to have to answer that question again. It's fucking disgusting. And for putting it out there that it's bollocks. And for putting it out there that it's bollocks. And for putting it out there that it's bollocks. Oh yes, it tickles my tuppence with excitement. Tell me how a shit shagging a small dick. I haven't got a small dick. So for anyone that's just come on, that page, and basically that hey group. So what's the next question? Where does your gift come from? Well, my mum is obviously quite a well-known medium. My grandmother told me about 20 years ago that when she was in Ireland, now bear in mind all my family's Irish and a lot of them don't even speak to me and my mum now because what we do, there's the Catholics and the Protestants, all the issues over there. And basically, she told me that in the 50s, I think it was, she came out in Ireland as a medium and her family disowned her, so she never spoke about it again. So I'd probably say a few generations above me, and then I've got my son who's also able to do it, and he should have lost the ability now because he's 10. So, yeah, he is good at it. Fucking hell, he's awesome. What is your most scariest moment? Right, he was there, right, and check this out. So you'll hear us referring to the Old Nick Theatre quite a lot. We love that place, and it's because we've been so many times we know how to work with the spirits. But in all of my years of ghost hunting and being a medium, everyone keeps saying, "I bet you've come across loads of demons." I haven't, no. Demons are very rare. And I don't even know if I'd categorise them as demons, I'd just say that they're non-human entities. Well, basically, we came across one at the Old Nick Theatre. So there's me, and there's all my team, and there's a few guests there. I saw it, and I pegged it and left these lot to it. These were all just stood there saying, should we run if he's running? And yes, it was epic, and they sent us for it. So it was quite funny because we've been much challenging times, haven't we? What's your most scariest experience, Joshua?
Mine would be the wardrobe at the Old Nick.
They got chucked at us.
They got chucked at us in the attic. Or possibly Annesley Hall, with the spirit identifying itself by hanging itself in front of everyone to see.
Yeah, that were epic. I do remember a very good location, honestly, all this. Excellent. If you didn't do this as a job, what would you do? Well, as you've probably established, I did my training in computer science, and I was an IT guy for a little while. Well, as you've probably established, I did my training in computer science, and I was an IT guy for a little while. And I was a part-time medium for the first 5 years of my career, and then I went full-time as a medium. So yeah, I'd probably be working in computers somewhere. I still handle all our technical side. I still look after all our systems and do all the websites and stuff, and Josh helps me with that. What job would you do, Joshua?
Probably in some warehouse. Stacking shelves like we do.
Stacking shelves like we do. PTSD is related to things that have happened in my life, which I will not talk about. But when I went to a therapy session, the therapist looked at the possibility of the fact that I had been in Afghanistan and I had been in Algeria and Iraq, working so closely with the armed forces. Could we look at getting some support from SAFA? Now, I didn't understand who SAFA were at that point. Now, SAFA is an army veteran charity that offer counselling services and medical services to our veterans. Now, at that point, I didn't know. So then I came home and told everyone that I may be getting some help from SAFA. And that's it. These guys jumped all over it. They claimed that they'd spoken to people at SAFA, and SAFA have said that they've never heard of me and everything. I'm sorry, but that's GPDR. SAFA would never release information like that. Secondly, that's all I've ever said. So, I don't know where you're getting your information from. But people twist things quite easily, okay? Now, yes, you did show a screenshot of a profile that, yes, it did used to belong to me. It was a profile that had photos of me in Algeria and in Afghanistan. That profile's no longer there because one of you guys reported it as a fake profile. Facebook won't allow you to have two profiles, so I took it down. So, but I can guarantee that that message that you were showing never came from that profile, and I have asked for proof that it did, and they've refused to give me that. Straight away, everyone was saying, "Oh, we'll sort you out a headstone." And I says, "I'll tell you what, I'll get you one." But straight away, everyone says, "No, we'll sort it, we'll fundraise for it, we'll do another night, blah, blah, blah."
You're all in it for the money. The money and the views, that's all you pair are interested in. And I hope this video finds you.
So do your research, please.